680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, Gulf states cut ties with Qatar, and the implications are big. Everything from oil to travel to even the Canadian economy could be impacted.
Absolutely. We saw stocks drift lower partially as a result of this as well, Francis. So Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Bahrain cut ties with Qatar and closed off transport links with that country. They accuse Qatar of supporting extremism and undermining regional stability. Many feel as well this is a sort of a backdoor hit at Syria. The news certainly reflected in oil, which struggled to stay above $47. There's concerns now with this that the OPEC production cutbacks may be impacted. They're a big natural gas exporter as well, Qatar, so nat gas prices fell. On the travel side, Qatar Airlines is at the center of Qatar's effort to become a big tourism hub, and it's likely to face big losses because it's going to be barred from some of the Mideast's biggest travel hubs. And the sports world, too, could feel the impact of this. Francis, Qatar set to host the 2022 World Cup, and FIFA says it's watching developments here closely.
Wow, quite the spat. Okay. Our next story is one many are sure to disagree with. A new study finds Canadians are some of the least taxed people in the developed world. Did I read that right?
Yeah, say what? Least taxed? You got to be kidding me, right? Well, that's what the report said. This is the left-leaning Broadbent Institute coming out today. Look where we are. Canada, 25 out of the 35 most taxed countries. We're right towards the bottom. The Institute claims we have an effective tax rate of about 24%, well below the OECD average, and well below the 40% rate that the Fraser Institute claims Canadians are paying. Authors of the study note that Canada often ranks among the highest countries for quality of life, and given that we're apparently paying lower taxes, that they say this is a bargain when it comes to taxes in Canada. So I know not everyone's going to agree with that, but there we are towards the bottom, Francis.
Please take more tax, please.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, no kidding. The class of 2017 is getting ready to graduate. That means that Generation Z is about to enter the workforce.
Yeah, watch out. They're coming to take our jobs now, Francis. Who are Gen Z? What are they all about? Well, they're born between 1995 and 2012. 75% of Gen Zers wish their current hobby would become their full-time job. Unlike the millennial generation before them that like to sort of work together, Gen Zers like to work on their own, so the current office layouts may be a problem. 50% would prefer their own office at a job. Even Francis and I don't have our own office now.
No, we do
not. Of course, they're the most tech-savvy generation, Francis. 37%, though, believe that technology has had a negative impact on their people skills. More than 90% say a company's technical sophistication affects their decision as to whether or not to work there. And 24% say working Wi-Fi is more important than a working bathroom. Watch out for Gen Zers.
It's because they want to surf the internet while they're, occupied and
got to have connectivity no matter where you are, Francis.
That's right.
You can't flush that down the toilet easy.
So younger workers also care a lot about work-life balance, and there was one great example today of someone putting family ahead of work and money.
Yeah, might be passing up a lot of money for something important. It's Phil Mickelson. This is the, the big golf star. He's going to skip the U.S. Open to attend his daughter's graduation. This is particularly notable because the U.S. Open is something Mickelson really wanted to win. It's the only major tournament he hasn't won in his career. His daughter set to speak at the graduation, and Mickelson says, quote, "As I look back on my life, this is a moment I know I will cherish, and I will be glad I was present." They say, Francis, nobody on their deathbed wishes they spent more time in the office, even if your office is golfing. So wanted to point that story out today.
Family first. That's a great story.
Yeah.
So Michelle and Barack Obama have jumped into the Washington real estate market, maybe because they couldn't afford Toronto's.
Well, it's true. They're spending $8 million for this, and this is a big house.
$8 million.
You'd never get a house like this for $8 million in Toronto. This is the house they were renting since they left the White House, but now they're buying it. It's in an exclusive D.C. neighborhood just around the corner, by the way, from
who's their neighbor?
Ivanka and Jared Kushner. The Obamas purchasing this 9-bedroom, 8,200 square foot home through a holding company they control. The company's youngest daughter, Sasha, is in high school there. That's why they're sticking around in D.C., and they figured it would make more sense to buy as opposed to rent. They've kept a low profile since leaving the White House, traveling quite a bit, Francis.
Yeah, traveling on yachts at the beach. Surfing.
He's been living it up, Mr. Obama, and why not? He had a stressful job there for 8 years, so yeah, he's traveling about.
Totally. Thank you, Richard.
Thanks.